Wait for you all to come back. When it comes back to life, rip. It's like I'm a curse for streaming, I tell you. It's just like it always wants to die on me. There's no reason for it to die. Just my net connection dropped or restream dropped, something like that. So we shall wait. Let me know when you're back. Say holler. Holler for $1. Rampage. How you doing, ma'am? Come back. Back to life. I'm good. Yeah, I can hear you good. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Don't know why my stream dropped. I have no idea. I'm watching the bandwidth today, and that's fine. But we shall see. You've been waiting a while for this. I don't know, not as long as some people have been waiting for some of them, mate. This has been a fairly quick one. A lot of people have asked for this. Needs to be a love it or hate it mouse, so we shall see. Give me 1 second, I've got to reset something now. That kicked me off. It hates me today. Right. Let's carry on. So I was just saying then before it kicked off, there is two screws. Oh, there's a screw at the top here. See that? Yep, so you got one screw here, two on the edges, and one at the rear. So if you want to do any of the skate replacement on this, you're going to have to basically take all your feet off. Like a paracord or something like that, all the feet are coming off. Bring these off. Could use a hairdryer, but we're moving past that now. I'm putting these skates back on, but there's a few other techniques. I was going to do a video on how to remove skates. Yeah, easier way. Right. So, should be fairly easy. I mean, how many screws do you think it's going to have? The G402 wires has got something like 36. And the 502, I remember that, I had something like 40s, and then the 502 Lightspeed's got 49 screws, so slightly thicker than the G Pro. Logitech changed the screws on the later version mice by the looks of it. Missy just texted me saying there's 2 cats fighting on a car bonnet. There's 5 screws in total at the bottom. Alright. Not our cats, by the way. Meow meow. Can't imagine there being much inside this 402. I think it's fairly simple. An unpower-corded one yet? That's what I didn't weigh. Did weigh one of these. Didn't even register. Lol. Alright. Easy enough to take apart. It looks pretty vintage inside this one. This is the old, this is the Fury one, it's not the Hero. I think they did a Hero 402 actually, did they? So we're going to have to replace all the switches. 1, 2, 3, 6 switches, 7 switches on this one. Damn. You all still there? Say hello for me. Feet still there. Chat's just quiet. Lonely. On focus, man. Oh yeah. Might be a bit of weight in here we can take out. A little prong for the light. Get it through. Side buttons are awkward. Yeah, that's my chat's working now. Bear with me. But I don't find the side buttons too awkward, mate. I think restream went down. Oh shit. Thanks for the follow. Danang, 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 Danang. The massive name. Cheers, man. Did you hear about the up and coming Logitech mouse? No, I'm not heard about it, Thomas. What was it about, man? A weird contraption on the rear here for the Paracord. Comes all the way back under the PCB. I was saying there's 6, 7 switches on this one, all Omron. No, they're not. They've got Omron front, left and right, and then they've got a H? Hemi-key, something like that. What mods are we doing today, Chris? We're doing a Paracord, changing out all this has got on it. We're going to weight reduce it, and we're going to change the base to accept some Zowie hyperglides. That's the plan. A bit of a retro one. Popular, everyone wants to see it. A pro player used it. It was under NDA. Ah, okay. It's always under NDA. Don't know they can be under NDA when they're playing with it, because people are going to see it, right? Unless you're playing with it at home. Right, take this PCB out. And we'll start with the buttons. I didn't weigh the screws out the bottom, so let's do that first. Here's one from the base. We're going to go through and weigh every bit of this one today. Just about registers. 5 of them. One out the side button. Every gram counts. Hey, Logitech. Open Logitech, do some stuff. Need to release some new mice. I haven't released one for a while. We just updated all the current shapes, but can't say I hate them. Why change perfection, right? Well, some of them anyway. There's only so many shapes you can do. Could make a lighter version one. We'll probably see if the trend stayed on. Just ping out. Probably. Hey, what up? Contour, how you doing, man? She's got quite a thick cable here. No. AM010, the sensor on this one. Right. Let's carry on. So you've got one screw down here, one here, and one here for the PCB. An old micro switch for the scroll, probably. Logitech again use this encoder, which is totally different to most of them. This breaks light basically. You can't change these encoders easily. So you were talking about changing the scroll wheel before, weren't we? You're not going to change the scroll wheel easily on this unless someone's done it. I wouldn't know how you do it. You'd have to find a mouse with the same encoder style that's going to be able to fit into the. And the scroll wheels have to fit into the shell, so could be a bit tricky. New mouse. Eee. Hope so, man. Looking forward to it if they release one. You've got quite a big range, aren't they? G Pro Wireless 2.0. Someone said the G Pro Wireless X the other day. I was like, what do you mean by X? And they're like, everything's like Pro X. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, fair point. Is the same screws as the base. Logitech on the G Pro and the later versions, like the G402 Lightspeed, are using thinner screws. It's interesting. They've like milled them down quite a bit. DPI is a smaller button. No, there's no DPI switch. It's the scroll press. It just sits behind this mechanism here. That bit pushes into that button there by the looks of it. Weird configuration. The rice cubes I do, man. This one should be the last button, the last screw now for the PCB. Sign of quality when they put cable trace. All the cable run into the base here, nice. Oh, it's falling off the old sensor cover. Good mouse to reduce the weight on Ethan. Okay. People have been asking for it, man. Sensor. .3, 1.4. Today we're just gonna take this apart. We're gonna paracord it. We're gonna put some Zowie hyperglides on it after sand the base. We're gonna weight reduce it, and we're gonna change all the switches out for Kailh Red. So that's 7 switches, man. Damn. Alright, so to paracord it shouldn't be too tricky. You're going to have to pop out 5 screws off the base and then take 3 out the PCB, and then you should be able to just ping it out. Obviously, you have to switch some feet out maybe. Yeah, not bad rice cubes, not bad. G604 is a mix of the 502 and 604. Bit of a hybrid. The G Pro X like the keyboard. It might be new Chris that said that. Yeah, we could do. But I call it like you might call it like lightweight. They're probably gonna put the weight in it, like G Pro Wireless 65 grams or something. 65G or something. Yeah, Dan, the wheel's different, mate. You've got this weird encoder. You won't be able to do it. The Model O has a standard encoder with the little wheel that you can spin around inside, so you won't be able to change it. Well, nothing's impossible, right? But it's going to be difficult. It's got a thick PCB. Which might have high weight Inferno. Right, thank you. Cool. So we need to get this out. This is unusual. I'm not seeing this cable holder before. They've kind of bent it round to hold it. I kind of like that idea. Trap the cable in the back. Well, I liked it till I have to try and get it out. Lightspeed G Pro Wireless X Ultralight 60. Just rolls off the tongue. There you go. Like a little latch. What do you got a shop, mate? Here's the URL for it. Oh, I've got a website as well. There you go. Little ring thing around the Model O wheel. It's a bit loose. Oh, the encoder. You could change the encoder. You'd have to solder a new one. You need to measure the encoder, and then you can get some off AliExpress and just solder it on. What's the lightest mouse you've ever done after a mod? It'll be the Viper at 56 grams, I think it was. But I'm about to do the M1K. And that standard is 20. Well, PCB. Be careful doing that. Don't do that. 23 grams, I think it is. So I think someone did one on Reddit. It's 20, no, 16 grams, so I'll try and beat that now. But that's a pretty good effort from them to be fair. Gonna mod the Ultralight too soon, maybe? I don't know. Got a lot of things I need to do. Probably. People pester me enough with the Ultralight 2, maybe. I want to do the Viper Mini first. Yeah, you can send your mice to me to mod, mate. That's fine. People do that. Contact me. Let me know what mouse you've got, what you want, and then I'll say what the price will be. This is stiff to get out. You're going to mod weight off the G402 Skull Mini. I doubt you can get much off it, to be fair. Pretty thin from what I've seen already. And what I've got of the prototype, so you won't get much off it, mate. Unless you really want to chop it up. Target weight for the 402 is going to be around, I would say, I'm trying to break this cable. Damn. 85 grams, something like that. 80 would be good. 90 would be a shame. I have to rip the cable out. This is in well and truly. Back in a sec. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe. Yeah, when you're taking this out, it's going to be difficult. Are you going to sell this thing when you're done? Yep. It'll be on my website under ready to ship. Or I might keep it pending. Got a few. You might not want it when I'm done with it. I'll tell you what, we'll check I put this in well and truly. Don't know, they expected this to pop out. Give me a sec. What's this mod for? Don't know, a lot of people ask just to mod it, so here we are. Don't think the stream audio is working on Twitch. Yeah, just do, mate. I've got touch on my phone, it's working. Hey, what about Icy? That one's up. Screwdriver. I believe you. You always believe me. No, it's Icy. Sure it doesn't happen again. So I'm just going to wiggle the screwdriver under here. There we go. Because you're going to rip it off the board pretty much if you're not careful on that. For the PCB, this is pretty heavy. Do you reckon it's going to weigh? $20 grams? Damn, Sam. You've already got 20 grams in the PCB before you can even get anything out of it. You can get anything out of that. It's quite a thick PCB. People like to see the PCB thickness. Let's see. Probably a mil or so. 2 mil thick. Damn, son. It's a thick PCB, man. You use this mouse, you're crazy. It's a big PCB, that's right, Chris, sure is, mate. Ouch! I had my speakers turned off. No worries, not. Dr. Father. I'm just as bad, mate. The way my stream's been playing up recently, it wouldn't surprise me, so it's all good. PCB's pretty thick. That's pretty thick base as well. It's got to be worth. Got to be 10, 15 grams. They are 15 grams. Nice. strip this bad boy down a bit. That's what the cable weighs. You have to weigh every bit, right? Tell them on my website, mate. Go to this URL. Loads of stuff on there. Or I just keep them because I use them for measurements and I need to keep them generally. Is there a big difference from Hyperglides to other big brands on AliExpress? Sometimes, yeah. Depends on the mouse. Each skate reacts differently. I've done a video on the G Pro wireless comparing skates. I've done quite a few. I need to just check out my YouTube channel. There's loads of different ones, but each mouse is different. The Paracord is 20 grams. This one is 30 grams. Nice. Not too heavy a cable. I've seen heavy. In fairness to Logitech, it's a bit of a stiffer one, but it's not the worst I've seen. The 403's got the worst cable. Get this stuff away from that. Take a peek. I'm on that chat thing. What? Which chat thing's that, dude? On my shop. I can know the rest. It's a G Pro wireless. Now, last night we did 3 G Pro wirelesses last night. But a lot of them now have 100% PTFE, but it comes down to the mouse, man. They've got nice rounded edges, which not all of them have got. This is where it's going to get complicated on this one. G Pro on 150 million clicks, yeah. Focus, man. So on here, you've got a load of screws in here. So if you're going to take this part, the Paracord's fairly easy. This bit's going to get complicated. I'll have to try and remember how to put it back together. You like core pads? Fair enough. Hyperglides are good for the G Pro wires. Are hard to get. They're like hen's teeth. These are like to be the same screws. These used only 2 sets of screws. Pull all these out. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Crazy. Some people used to use different versions of it, so, or different types of PTFE. There's like black and dark and other coatings you put on them. So we don't know how many screws are. We're going to have to count them up. The worst one's been the G402 Lightspeed, which was 49 screws. A lot of screws, man. Well, at least there's only two types in this. You can't go too wrong. You type on the Black Widow yellows and shows a wobble. I haven't got one at the minute. I did a video about a year ago though. Check it out. To draw from my site on my YouTube channel. Should find it with Black Widow yellow. Damn man, this has got a lot of screws. There's no logic to these screws. You're just gonna have to pull them out and see what happens. Why so many screws? Logitech, mate. They just put so many screws in them. Save a lot of grams on the screws, probably. I have to add them all up. There's one very, very small screw just there. Don't really know. That looks like it holds in this yellow, the light in here. We'll see. Okay, I didn't show the wobble. I haven't got it anymore, mate. Can't keep everything. I've got about 20 keyboards at the minute, so didn't bother me though. Yeah, it's gonna be a while this one. I'm just taking the screws out in any order here. We'll have to work it out. You see that we pulled out the side ones, a bit like the G402 setup here. These two here. They hold these side buttons in. But without that, you're still not rattling really, but they're definitely starting to rattle. So. Hey Julian, is it? Juliana Jugokavar? Totally remembered your name. Thanks mate for the follow. See, they could release a 402 wireless or a 502. I guess they got a 502 wireless. They've already done that, haven't they, with the 502 light speed, but could make a cheaper wireless. 703, cheapest one so far. There's another one here. Ugh, a lot of screws. Yeah, go for the Model O. You can take out 13 grams of that pretty simple on the Model O, to be fair. An easy mod. But be careful of those rear clips for the cables for the lighting. That's all. Right, I think that's all the screws. Still pretty well built. If I hold those side pieces in, still no rattle, even with all the screws out. And no brick 502. This is 402 is 100, about 10 grams light. I think the 502 is 110. Is it stock? Not sure. What's the Razor Basilisk weigh? That's similar. There's one more screw in. Yeah, I don't see the point of the 402. I mean, it's like they built the 402 and then thought, actually, we can probably pimp out this a bit more. And they built the 502. So they thought you could get some more money. Could be. You would definitely get a light. I think I got the 502 down to 60 grams, but we did pretty much destroy it. You have to get everything out. You take all the buttons out, you basically end up with the shape of the left and right mouse button. Beads. We're just going to have to keep picking at this until it comes apart. There we go. Oh, that's a shame. So here's the first issue you're going to end up. Comes apart differently to the 502. The 502, the back plate pings off here, whereas this one's taking out the whole front piece as well. Which means, I guess you could cut it. It means when you go to mod it, you can't just take the back plate off. You'd have to cut across the top here, I guess. So you fill that gap in the middle. Not the end of the world. Bit heavy. 13 grams. Heavy, man, it's tough. Take a picture and then mark out all the weights for people, and then on Reddit they can all check it out if they want to do it themselves. Two buttons up here for the top buttons. These will take off the left and right mouse button, and then it's probably not far broken down then. Don't know why there's so many screws in it. Maybe Logitech don't like it rattling. The amount of money they spend to manufacture these must be crazy. Not much. Taking all those screws out, I don't see what it's holding in place. Right, left mouse button. Is this mouse for chap? Nope. Not that I know of. Who the hell's chap, man? These have got the same annoyance of G50, the 502 trying to get these out. But very similar though, in terms of like how it's constructed. I'd say the 502 was a modified 402. In terms of they tried to improve it. I don't work for Logitech, so who knows. Some people might take these buttons out. I want to take them out at 3 grams. This will follow Leg FQ, is it? I'm going to kill everyone's names. I'm good at murdering names, by the way. You won't be disappointed. Right, my right mouse button broke off. Oh, you're one of those, are you? That slams the mouse. Is that it, mate? Dan. It's like snapped across the top. I used to slam joysticks as a kid. Should sell replacement parts. True. I always buy like broken ones. That's what I do sometimes to get some of the bits out of them. Let's see them. Let's see come up on eBay or something. Let's pick a few up. Then I can play around with them. The other button, right hand button. Even the buttons are heavier. These 10 grams together. Can't be far off. They're heavy buttons. Heavy. The world's thickest side buttons. I think Logitech are expecting those to snap. Like when you get to the lightweight mice, like final mouse and stuff, they're a lot thinner. Oh, that's pretty thick. Model O and stuff, they have a lot thinner buttons. Interesting to see on the durability. But these are probably a bit overkill. How do you move my switches? We'll find out, mate. Desolder them, but keep watching. We're going to take some off. We've got 7 to do on this bad boy. Best idea, crazy. They don't always come up, but sometimes you get them. A lot of people break the buttons like Dan does, and then you can buy 2 and then make 1 out of it. But some people just want too much money for it, you know what I mean, when it's broke. There's not much more to the shell. There's this button here. Looks like it's hinged on the corners here. And there's 2 little screws in for the white part here. Yeah, they're hard to find, the side buttons. Someone in China is selling them on Amazon, on AliExpress, the side buttons. But they're hard to find. Most people lose them. Magnetic ones that ping on the side, you mean? I think we're going to have to take off this like LED cover. Tiny screw. This ain't going to register, I don't think. Or just. At least there's only 3 types of screws in this one. You're going to buy the 502, buy the 402 instead of the 502. It's only about 10 grams lighter, isn't it? Maybe 20, I guess. $99 grams this one. So what's the 502? Is it 110 or 120? I remember. Trying to get out the last bits, and then this is it. It's broken down then. Oops. Camera seems to be working better tonight, touch wood. Yeah, I've got the hero in the new 502. So we get this off last bit, and we'll weigh the shell, and then we can get on with some modding. We'll do the switches first. That was messy. That's got it. Now I've got to check the scroll wheel. Oh no, get the side button out, the sniper one. There you go, see that's come out a bit easier now. I've took that part out. Yeah. So I took out that. This should be pretty much broken down. Huh? Scroll wheel. So the scroll wheel on this is hinged on the actual chassis, I guess. Interesting. Logitech are the only people that I've seen use that light encoder, so it doesn't have like an encoder most mice have, like the metal ones. Plus it has the best mouse wheel. Which one do you reckon's got the best mouse wheel, dude? The 502 with the free scrolling is nice. It's addictive, that thing. Magnet ones, interesting, yeah. Might be a little bit heavy. Don't know, maybe not. Quite like the opto mechanical ones from Razer. I like the idea. I think they're going to make them interchangeable. Be interesting. So it looks like there's like a tucked into the front here. See this? You want to change this scroll wheel, like a little lever, but then there's a catch mechanism at the back here, and a spring just behind here. You liking this, Mohammed? We haven't begun yet. We're just taking it apart. This is standard stuff. Play around, rip them apart. If you ever need to repair it, then you know how to fix it, or you know what potentially it could be. I guess we kind of just work it on the fly. Is it better to have the G402 circle shell in, or its weight? How do you mean alpha? Not sure what you mean, dude. Yeah, the G4 ones have smaller side switches. You can't. The only place that sells them are AliExpress, and they're identical like replacements. You can't find any other ones. Get the spring out. There's a little spring at the back here. Yeah, if you don't lose that, probably make it a little bit dead. Yeah, the micro switches. That's right, mate. You can buy them. They break, but you can't change them out for like any other brand. It's just Omrons that make. Okay, doesn't register anyway. And all the Logitech seem to have this. The 502's got it as well. We've got those side buttons. The light speed one. So. I think they're still using them. Can't remember. With 20 million click ones. I think using the white ones. Logitech are definitely using it in the G Pros and the higher end ones. The G Pro wireless has got 50 million click ones. They definitely have double click issues. This one's got, I'll show you in a minute. It's got Omrons and then some other ones. I'm not sure the brand. The next one's pronounced HMMKE. Never heard of those switches. A little bit tricky to get out. I'm only measuring all these bits because people always ask me, how much is that spring weigh or the label? I don't think people are going to care too much, but I like to measure everything and weigh it. I always have a problem with the on-one switches. Do you know what I mean? You'd asked Alpha, sorry, around the circle shell. So is it better to have a G Pro circle shell in, or its weights or something? I don't know what you mean. Is it easy to replace them, the side G Pro ones, or just switches in general? I think this is pressed in it now. This is unusual. I've not seen this one before. It looks like it pings out the side here. There's like a little notch. So we snap it. Yeah, Kailh black. The 502 Lightspeed's got a Kailh black at the rear as well. Was it there? What did it do? Who was it? Might have been the 502. Done so many, I can't remember now. Looks like it's got 20 million Omrons, this 402. I'll work out get the scroll wheel on it. Definitely don't want to snap it off here. It's stuck on. Oh, the button you mean underneath? I'd take it off. Save a few grams. It's about 3.5. Or puck they call it. Let's get this out. Oh, there we go. A bit of a wedge something down the side. Oops. Man. Yeah. The power play cap, isn't there? And then there's the, which is most of them have got, and then you can put the actual plug in it if you want. I used to have that on my 903, it was cool. Charging on the pad. I liked it. Yeah, it doesn't, you can't tell when it's off. Like feeling wise. Wow, this is tricky to get out. I'm trying to lever it against this side plastic wall. Any way I can think you can ping it out. Switch in general are fairly easy. As long as you've got reasonable soldering skills, it can be a little finicky to get out, but they'll generally come out. I'm trying to put some pressure on it, but I don't want to break it. Hey, if not, it's the easiest way to get it out. Might actually have been a little bit of a stick running there, but we'll see. This scrolling wheel. Focus, damn you. These are these little fans to try and trim a bit of weight out, but then they make it super heavy. Reminds me of like a car wheel. A low rider rim, I reckon. You lost your power play button. Was it actually the one that charges or just the button itself? 2.3 grams. It's at 24.6. It'll help you change it if you want to change it to something else by 11.3. Can't really see it very easily. And the rubber's about 6.8. You want to change the PCB, this will be too difficult. Some people might change the PCBs, but this one's going to be difficult to change, right? You don't want to put this brick in anything, but you might want to put something else in it, maybe, if you've got something that'll fit. 75.9 millimeters wide, or long, by 43.3. With that weird bit on the side. Change the way people are doing the side bits now. Yeah, the micro we're on to right, it's difficult to do solder, agreed. It looks like the rubber on this is stuck on it. You like the last one, Aeon? Cool, man, with the True Grip tape, not the one. Just waiting to do the stuck in there, you see. There you go. It looks like in here, you can see that. It's like got little dots to kind of hold it in place, the scroll wheel. You're not going to get that rubber off easily, as you can see. It's almost like it's glued in. You got the little ridges to fit into it. You can't change the rubber too easy. You don't be able to put one of those silicone wedding rings around it now, maybe. We can measure the way the main shell. That's the last bit, I think. 26. 25, 26. There she is, stripped down. That's the 402 in pieces. Choose a cheap adapter to wireless charge it. Yeah, you could do that. The colour, yeah. They said they're going to do some black ones. Spoke to them. That's one of my feedback straight away was what the colours you do it in, because no one's going to like the orange. A bit much. Screws now as well. We're going to weigh all the screws all together. See what they weigh. So we have to. That last night's one with the pink G Pro. You looking at that, Ian? I've also done the EC1 that I need to post. I've not posted the video for that. And I've done the G402 Lightspeed that I need to post as well. It's got the screws weigh. I'll have to count them up then as well. It'd be wrong not to. I'm going to keep them separated though, because I want to put them back in the magnetic tray split so I know which ones are which. There you go. What do they weigh? 3.5 grams in total. I'll count them back. Count them back. How many screws do you reckon? 36 the G Pro has. 502's got 49, so there. 1, 2. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 so far. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Come on, 30, Alex. Whoops. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 screws. Ooh. Bit less, 31. And then I'll just put them out there now. I've got to take, oh man, I've got to take a picture of them all. Not bad, it's a lot of screws still. I think Logitech's just gone up in screws. Let me put all these out and I'll take a picture and then we'll continue. So if you don't know, I'll take a picture, put it on my website, and then people can see the exact weight of each component. So they want to mod it themselves, they can go through all this and mod it. My website, if you've not seen it. So, fortunately, as you're modding it with me here, I don't want to take it apart again down the road. So you have to wait while I put it all together. Part of the fun of being live. And I never need to set this picture again. Magnetic tray is good though. Dish. Hey Alex, GG, how you doing, man? We just finished stripping down the 402 here. I'm going to begin modding it. I'm going to start the switches. That'd be cool, they could customize it. I've always wondered why manufacturers don't allow you to paint the mice out the box, but the problem is, I kind of understand it. Because they're pre-molded, and you can't really paint them that easily, so it'd be nice to have some basic colours, right? Like white, black, blue, red maybe. Maybe a green. Well, they could do a few, but I guess, like Logitech and that lot, they just want to capitalise on their return for the design. Like, there's a lot of design going into the Logitech mice, you can see that. So they want to get the money back, so black's what people have, standard colour that everybody wants. Yeah, it's expensive. No one refuses a black mouse, right? So, right, let's take a quick peek at this. One second. I hate the old school ribbons. I mean, there's a bit of yesterday's Logitech G Pro. Lol. Right, we'll just flip my camera. Nice. One sec, take a picky. Right, picture taken. Now we can get on with modding it. You're looking forward to taking yours apart. Right, first rule, let's got the screws back in. These won't all be going back in, so if you took all the screws out, you could save 3.5 grams. Not that it stay together, right? We can definitely take quite a lot of that out. If you're watching yesterday, some of you were, you'll see how many Logitech G402 wireless ones we left out. So, let's solder these then, switches first. You changed the colour of the plastic so they didn't have to paint it yet. The G Pro pink one looks like it's been moulded in actual pink. So what we've got, I think you can see on this, I'm going to focus in, there you go. Close. Come on. So we've got MU camera. Come on. Here we go. We've got on. Damn it. Can't tell which ones because it's hidden at the minute. Like a D2FC and then I can't read the rest. It looks like D2FC-F. It looks like it's got focus on my hand. The focus elsewhere. Stop it. You could super glue it, yeah, if you understand. It arc serves. Won't you focus? Yeah, you could super glue it, but you have to be sure you know which bits you took apart, where they fit. But that would be one. So you've got 2 on-runs at the front here. Don't hate you autofocus. 2 on-runs at the front, and then the rest. This one. All these are spelt. My eyes are getting too old. I'm just getting the light. I think it's HMMKE or HIMMKE. You want to check that out? I don't know what they are. There's no other markings on them. And then you just got a micro, like a dot switch. Closer. Try close, look. There we go. Maybe just about focuses. It's too much. I'm gonna have to. Okay, it won't focus. Oh, there we go. Maybe there. Just for the donation there, ArcServe. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it, man. Thoughts on the Maya S? I haven't seen it, mate, to be fair. Apologies. Anyone recognise what those switches are? Mira S? I'll have to check it out. Be a bit soldering on this one, people. We're going to put Kailh reds all across here. Right, let's get the soldering iron out. Let's do some soldering. Are you still confident for the weight reduction? Get rid of the. We'll get rid of this because we're not going to use this. I'll put everything we're not going to use on the left. And everything on the right will be what's going to stay in the mouse. So, for now. This concerns me a little bit, getting this back into the scroll wheel. We'll see. Ooh, I'll put these inside there. Right, I'm just getting my soldering iron, 1 sec. Shall it return? Gonna make up my mind where I'm gonna put stuff. Should know by now. Soldering iron at me. If you're interested. Doing all red. Still don't understand why Logitech tend to use different switches throughout their mice. Someone was saying it's for cost, so they get cheaper. Like, why not just have all on runs? But I don't know. Guess they get cheaper switches, but it means you compensate on the side. Like I had like a mouse with all the same switches. Yo Ninja, what about come back now? Just strip down the 402. Now we're just beginning the modern. Don't know how this is going to turn out. Tell this is old school. Things have come on a long way. So here's the first thing you got to do. You have to remember which way around these switches are, because if you look, they're all like different directions. So these two are going to the right. So I just got to remember that. 7 switches, yeah. At least they're using all proper switches bar their mouse button one, which is good. Good to see. Just doing this one today, I think, mate. Then I've got need to do the Rocat KPU. I might be weekend or next week. I need to do a 703 as well. I also need to do some YouTube videos. I need to get my Razer Mini review out. But today we're just doing this one. I was up to what, 2:30 last night, and get to bed till 5. Just couldn't sleep. Woke up at 7:30. Not that I'm tired at the minute, but speed was different. 703 Hero, Lightspeed, sorry. Lightspeed Hero, the new one. Always change the temp. Let me get it for you, I'll show which one. That. This one. And then, as I said, I'm going to be making using the Generalize 3D print. We're going to be making a Model O wireless using the G402 next week as well. So I need to stream that as well. So we've got a few coming on. Might be next week or the week after, but come in. All night on Friday. It's Rainbow Six Friday, mate. Do you want to watch me play Rainbow Six on Friday nights? 6:30, baby. This one's for no one, mate. This is just me messing around. So people wanted to see it, so tonight we get to see it. What am I going to do stage 3 on next? Probably this one. We'll be drilling this one. This is to see what weight reductions we want to do. You have to decide on here what you want to do. I might drill the rubber, probably won't, because you don't generally get much off it, but I'll probably be more subtle with this 402 tonight. We'll see. We'll do a few weights on it. We'll piece it back together, weigh it, see what it comes out at, put it back. Keep doing that. We get a good result. Right. Solder pump. After this one. I don't know. I haven't thought about any yet. Which ones would you like to see a stage 3 on? It was 99 grams to start one, this one, mate. Oh. We're out of solder braid. Right. This is an old school PCB. Let's see if she comes off. I'm going to have to do these individually because they're a little bit like, I'll try and pair them up is what I would do if I was you, because there's 7 of them. You got to make sure you understand which around the switches are, like I said, so I wouldn't do it too much. You have to G402. About to order a red for my G Pro. Should I get a couple of extras? Do switches even come DOA? Some switches can do, mate. Hey, Michelle, how you doing, man? Still enjoying Rainbow Six, man? What rank are you? As we push the solder down vote. Bit annoys me is all the bits of solder that come out on these. Noise weed up. How easy to mess up soldering? Not too bad. You can mess it up if you use too much heat. I use 450 degrees, but it depends on your solder and your iron, so you can mess it up. And if you've soldered before, if you haven't, I'd try something else. Send you 502. Whilst that 502 is a nightmare to take apart. Keyboard one should be a bit easier. But if you can't afford to replace it, mate, I wouldn't do it. Would get someone else to do it for you. Who's done it before? The solder pump here, right, is struggling. Sometimes I prefer a bit of braid. The hardest point of soldering is trying to get them to stay in position where you apply the heat and not getting them to move around everywhere. Bit chill music tonight. Hear the music today because I want to my stream's right. After last night's tragedy. Don't know what that problem was. It was something to do with cloud storage, just not taking all the bandwidth. Oof, my fingers go. We're good. Yeah, look at that. That must be a first. The first one to drop out ever. Perfect. It's going to be a piece of cake, boys. Yeah, right. Don't believe that. Will always happen when you do it, by the way. This is good old school PCB, yeah. Not looking the odds are we put them the wrong way around. Here's that switch. Anyone recognise it? It's pronounced Hemeke or Hemek. H. Can't work out if it's an I or not. I think it's just HMMKE. Hemek. There's no other markings on it. I have no idea. Yeah, if you overheat the board, like Chris is there, don't overheat it by holding on too long and try not to obviously put solder in positions that you don't want. So like, don't put solder across other solder points. tricky I know is just run this along. Tried this last night. Didn't work. Sometimes hold the switch. The trick is to do it a little bit. Then you can adjust the switch. And the cable gets in your nose, like dragging around behind me. Also make sure they're straight. But generally not too bad. So I do this one in stages. Because you want to remember which way around the switches go. She's got quite a lot. Which reminds me that the 502 I switched out all the switches for Lightspeed 502 for Japanese on runs. Let's put that on my website. Yeah, I'm concerned that I might snap off that PCB cable. Again, a little bit of solder here just to help me adjust the switch, get it in place. Once you're happy, committed, make it so. You'll see I've now fixed my DSLR so it's not turning off like it was doing last night. Turn off now. There we go. Leaf red. Now for the one next to it. So it's going to the right, right? Away from the wording, yeah? Remind me, because I forget. It's pointing away from the wording. They're not silent, mate. This is the Kailh red. And these are the ones we just took off. Hemi, something like that. Hey, cheeky mechanic, how you doing, mate? Manic. Welcome if you're new to the stream. A little bit different. Thought I'd share my modding. We're just doing this one for fun tonight. A lot of people have asked for this one, so here we go. Yeah, they sound. These ones sounded alright. The ones that I took off it, to be fair. A little bit quieter than the Kailh. There's definitely going to be more of a solder braid, I think. Sometimes the pump works. Solder braid always works. But if you are doing your 402, these are going to come off pretty easily because they're just dropping off, right? It's away from the text. There we go. A little bit crooked. To burn your fingers. I've done it plenty of times. What games you're all playing at the minute? You're playing Valorant? I'm playing a bit of R6 at the minute. I'm liking it. I played the new Predator Hunting Ground, that's been pretty good. I like playing things like I'll play some more Oxygen Not Included or more strategy. Or the new Command and Conquer looks pretty good. They're done. It's a little bit more tricky around this one. I'll tackle this by doing all the top 3 because we're all going in the same direction, and then that one last. That's the plan. Drink. So what mice pad combinations everyone using at the minute? I'm using a G402 Helios, Glorious Helios, because I'm as most of you know, I've been testing it out, trying to wear it down so I can compare it, see how well they wear out. That's the plan. Right. Let's go through this bad boy. What's that one? Oh, the encoder. Okay. Oh. The PCB shows where the dots go. Okay. Fair enough, Chris. Using a lot of soldering, mate. Sounds like you have. I'll walk to the next one. Good tip though. Hey Narco, how you doing, man? Alright. Let the switching, desoldering begin. Would you reckon the pump's going to work this time? Not a fan of it. Sometimes we're okay. But be careful when you're pushing it into the blue tack that you don't crack the board. I was cracking this bad boy. This thing's a monster, this PCB. Crack this one. You're too heavy-handed. Not bad. Which ones are the silent ones? I don't know. Oh, these switches you mean? That just the ones off it? Or are you talking about Kailh ones you mean? Oh, sorry, Kailh silent ones are squared, so I can even see the one above you, Chris, Pedro. Square ones are the ones more for scroll wheels, aren't they? To change the 305 clicky. Okay. I don't mind the 305s. They're using 10 million on runs, aren't they? 305. But yeah, I've done just a video on the G4 wireless changing the switches out. You can apply that to any of them. I've also done a video on the 305 and how to tear it down. So between those 2 videos, you should be able to get what you want out of it. No, someone, the guy was asking me. Who was it? Arc Serves was asking me as well about that Mirror S mouse. I'm not seeing it yet. Is it on? Has it just been released or have I just missed it? So many coming out. Can't keep up. Trying to set like a baseline on my website for like the standard mice and stuff. I just can't keep up with reviewing them. Getting the data, I can review them. Everyone's just that's that. Everyone's just reviewing, like dropping them like no tomorrow at the minute. I'm hoping they'll calm down a bit soon. This weight reduction craze is over. Like a week ago. Okay. Been busy this week with work, or last week. I had a look, but I'll have a peek. They say they took the shape from the G4. Okay. Is it another clone? Or is it actually something new? You've already got the hat, you remember? Hat. We got the G Pro. What's different about it? Oh, I see. You were showing me there, Chris, that little marker. I didn't realise that was there. The switch direction. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay, small hattie. Oh, it's a small size G Pro. Who's releasing it? Who's making it? Is it G-Wolf? Made by Hong Kong Gaming. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll have to check it out. When's it due to release? Is it out already, or are they gonna? Are they just chatting about it? I'm trying to do a video for like all the best small mice together and comparing them all, but I'll never get that. That's right. There's a Model D minus is coming out, isn't it? I've just seen that. You've now got that Myra X. Is it Myra S? You mean small? The Viper Mini I'm trying to get out. It's never ending, man. Okay, there's a small and a medium. Okay. When's it due for release? We're gonna have to use the braid on this. Oh, just ain't cutting it. Look it up. What is the copper wire in its braid? Super wick, they call it. Basically absorbs the solder. Use a solder pump, or you can use braid, which picks it up a little bit better. So, pans. Just for the $5 there, red green shirt. Thank you very much, man. Smash that like you think it's Bob's cat. That was one of my mates. Help more often. I use that $5 to feed my cat. I'm switching to PC and I've been looking for a mouse. I've been between the MM710 and Viper Mini, but everyone is using the G Pro Y. Good mouse, wireless, mate. But if I could pick between the MM710 and Viper, I would go MM710. My secondary. My daily is a G Pro wireless. The reason for it, man. It's the Merc Daddy nuts. This smaller version of it, people should go pretty crazy, right? Deeper shape, more comfortable. Yeah. Bought the standard Viper Eon. Fair enough, mate. I didn't like the shape at first. But it's good. It's a good mouse. It's just shape related. The standard Viper is good. Logitech. Razer should have put the 3389 sensor in the Mini, and they didn't. Whereas the 710 has it. MM710. Alright, those three are off. These aren't too difficult to get off. Exactly, depends how you hold your mouse then. Definitely personal preference. And where's Dimitri's? The MM710's underrated. Got good cable, good skates, good sensor. Did have some quality issues at the start. But it's a good mouse. And it's $50. Probably cheaper now, to be fair. never understood why they released the MM711. I know it's got LEDs, and I've got one to have a check, but I don't know. Kind of defeat the point. Dropping it to make sure it's, you know, it's all right. It's checking the thickness of the PCB, mate. That's all. That was on purpose, totally. Side buttons feel cheap compared to the G230, G203. Okay. I've never been a fan of the 305 side buttons, which is similar to the 203, aren't they? Did you try the Kailh 2.0? Not yet. I've got some. I'm going to do a mouse video in the next week. I keep promising that as well. I've got loads of stuff, maybe another 2 weeks. Where I'm going to be testing all the switches, so Kailh Reds, Omrons, TTC Golds, everything. Cherry ones. I'm going to test them all out, compare different feel, actuation force, sound, and latency. So keep a look out for that one. And the Kailh Teal, which are the blue 2.0. They're the teal ones, aren't they? They're all coming. I just need some time. I have a lot of ideas. Good time. If we do this full time, it'd be alright. Never gonna happen. Right, you never know. Best side buttons on the S2. Ooh, very crisp. I know which one. I quite like the G Pro wireless ones because they're short to press. There's no pre-travel in them and no post. Like, they're a totally different setup, but I quite like them. They're quite firm though. Probably could do with a nicer switch maybe with the G Pro. No mouse people. Nope. What mouse people sleep on the Microsoft Pro Intelli. A lot of people want to see that. It's a big one, isn't it? I've got the original Intelli as well, which I fancy. I've got that for benchmarks, but I've got the Intelli, the grey one. I know a few people want to mod it. Probably do it as well. When COVID's on, I'll probably do it. Maybe I'll do it in a few weeks. People are interested in that one. What weight you got it down to, Glenn? Painting the outer shell piece at the minute. Nice. What colour are you going with? Yeah, we want some pictures, man. We need pictures. Post them on my Discord channel. You've got them. Here's the link. Get them in there, man. Or on, I'll post them on Mouse Review subreddit. They love them there as well. Cool sub. Not people haven't been there. It's well worth going. I mean, you're probably from there, I'm sure. Right, we're doing these switches. This is a bit of a monster switch replacement. Damn. 7. Ooh, well, Aeon, the guy from Paracord Cable Mods, he sent me some, he's printed some 3D Viper buttons, so he wants me to show him. So I will do. Probably a stream, but I'll put some pictures on my social media and stuff and pass them around. People can have a look, but I think he's going to try and do some. Like a bit slightly sticking out a bit more the profile of the side buttons, so it'll be interesting. Right. One switch. True, everyone's got different preferences, right? Like we all have a certain type of press we have. Like I don't mind the TTC Golds and my G Pro at the minute, but they are a little bit firmer. I do prefer Kailh Reds. I'm actually going to put Japanese Omrons in it next because I just like to try them out. But Kailh Reds are a good mix. I like the 20 million Jap Omrons as well. Japanese Omrons. They're cool. Kailh Reds look good, indeed. It's going to be. So this is all going to look the same, right? Yep. I just need to not be so cheap with this order. Braid get some new ones. The it's the feel like I always said, like why do mice companies put cheaper switches in them? And people were saying it's because of the price, but you end up with a different pressing, like a different feel of click, right? So, and it irritates me that they cheap out and change them. I'd want, like I always expected mice companies to use the same switches, but I was naive. They all tend to use like premium premium ones for the premium ones for the front, left and right, and then the rest are just like cheaper ones. Did you mod the G Pro side buttons? Oh, you did a mod, so you did a mod on the G Pro side buttons. Now they click immediately. Ooh. Get any pickies, man? I like it. You like packed them out a bit more. That's what you've done. Get them a bit closer to the Switch. This looks so much better in all red. So old school this PCB now though. Things have come along so much. Who's got a 502? He's got a 402 in here anyway. You're going to be modding it after this. You're still here because you're interested in seeing how it goes, or waiting for me to make a catastrophic mistake. Worth giving a try, mate. I like Kailh Reds. They're the same actuation as the Stockholm runs. I've done a video on it, comparing TTC Gold, Stockholm runs, and Kailh Reds on the G Pro. So if you're interested, it's on there. On YouTube, man. If you're not interested, you're not sure which ones to use yet. Okay, voila. Good, we're good. There we go. Now a full set of zoom in, man. One camera failing me. Camera's got input tonight. There's always some problem in this channel. I'll just put it down here. There you go. Looks much better. Not that anyone's ever going to see him, right? Not mechanically inclined. I'm learning from you. Your video's coming. Alright, mate. I will do. Don't blame me though if you break something. You mod at your own risk. I've got to what OMROMs were. These were the OMROMs we're using. These are they 20 million? I think they are. The white dot. The zoom in. I'll read it out. They are D2FC-7-7N bracket B close bracket. The 20 millions. Hey, Radioactive. How you doing, mate? Welcome back, sir. They've all gone. And I decided to zoom in. That was a poke. Thank you. Gonna do it on the PCB. Just troll me. There you go. Right, get them out of the way. We're gonna do the solder back in a sec. Don't like it touching everything. Got the bin next to me now. I didn't need to go as far. There's a bin right next to me. G Pro is too expensive for me. I was also thinking about an X1M. Good mouse. Yeah. XM1's a good mouse. The white one looks pretty cool. Right, what should we do next? I guess we should try and do a mod. Just move my solder down one second. So, soldering is complete. Now, what do you want to see? Do you want to just see me mod it straight off the bat, or do you want me to see put it back together? Maybe we should paracord it, put it back together. What do you think? Want to see that? Might be a quick, simple mod without destroying it in one go, and then we'll come back and pull it to pieces. Maybe leave a few screws out. Live dangerous. You guys in the EU? I'm in, yep, UK, Manchester. I don't know if we're going to destroy it. I wouldn't say destroy. I call it like enhancing its abilities for the 402. We're going to reduce it Ninja, definitely. I'm just trying to see whether we piece it back together, showing the Paracord and changing the switches as a mod. Then we can check it out. Or whether we just do a weight reduction straight off the bat. You know, let's put it back together. And then we'll strip it back down, and then we'll cut the base and do all the other bits. Sound good? If someone wants to do it without actually destroying it. If we can actually put it back together. What if I find a race car? This is what bothers me. I'm going to work out how I'm going to get this scroll wheel back together. Now I've pulled it in half. I wouldn't recommend, excuse me, taking this in half. I think it goes like that. These like little lines. I'm not sure this is ever going to go back together, right? Yeah, alright. Put it back together, and then we'll strip it back down, and then we'll mod it properly. What type of headset do you use for gaming? I'm using these. PT 990 Pros, but if I'm traveling, I use the Logitech Pro X headset. I actually think I prefer the ATH MX50s. Bit cheaper. The MX4s are okay. So I can stay that right. Scroll wheel. Focus, damn it. This is not a nice scroll wheel to take apart. I recommend you never take your scroll wheel apart like this. Don't do what I did. It looks like, so tell here, slightly narrower on this side than it is on this side, the rubber. So the narrow part goes on this fan. I think. Yeah, take some pictures, Glenn. Post in that Discord community, mate. I've got. Loving it. I'll put it on Mouse Review subreddit. I'm going to play around with this for a minute so we can get this back together. Whether I've destroyed it in one go. If so, never take this rubber off. I wouldn't recommend taking this rubber off it unless you don't want to go back on anyway. We might be living without it. Sometimes in life, to admit. Something ain't gonna go back. Alright, nice one, Chris. Looking forward to it, man. So intricate in here. Logitech tried to make it hold on to it, which I get. changing it, oh boy. I think you got to push all the rubber back into like the scroll wheel. You end up with more like an egg. Someone put that. Just gonna like a mess. Ignoring that massacre of the scroll wheel I've done here. I'll try and get another one for it. So bad. It does green, you're right. Red green shoe. Like a hard boiled egg, doesn't it? It's awful. So never take that apart because you'll never get it back, I would say. Unless you're very good. Right, let's put it back together and we'll have like kind of a ropey scroll wheel, more like a, it's like a Flintstone wheel. That's it. Well, at least you know you can never change the rubber on it easily. Almost done it in for me today. There you go. Right. Put it back together. Very tricky. Guess we'll start with the scroll wheel. But I wouldn't say it moves as freely as it once did. No, we're going to go for the de-rubbered scroll wheel look on this one. We've modified the scroll wheel, alright? Also looks like it's slightly broken. You can see in there. Like a little catch for the scroll wheel. Exactly tricky to take apart these ones. It's not been, the scroll wheel's been the bane of my life, so I'd probably leave the scroll wheel in unless you really want to take it out. Got an infinity scroll wheel now, look. We've modified it. Perfect. Nice one, Bob. Chilly. I wonder if the metal bracket here prevents it from free scrolling. I bet now it is a free scrolling wheel. Anyway, put it back together. The scroll wheel I'd probably leave on this unless you want to play around with it, make it free scrolling, because it's awkward. Rehook all these like metal bar into the back here. Easier said than done. It's quite delicate, this scroll wheel, but as you've seen from me anyway, but if you're doing yourself, just be careful. But I suspect this metal bar is what caused it to have a click, or a bit tactile feedback. Scroll wheel's definitely got it in for me. This is why I do these for you, so now you know never to take off your rubber. There we go. But don't forget the little spring that goes in the back as well. You might have to do before you put the what you got to do before you push it in, so I understand that a bit easier. This should be a bit easier now. First, put in your piece that is springy, and then you push it all the way to the back, looking at this, and then you push it back in. pressing the spring then. Sounded easy, didn't it? This is fiddly. You hook over the other side around the hook, like another piece down there. That clipping as well. I guess you could clip that one in, but dragging it around might be easier. Like so. Wow, a little bit trickier. Hopefully you could see that. And then now, so if you want to make it free scroll, take out this metal piece here. Whoops. But let's take it out. We'll make this one. We're going to make this one a free scroll in 402. We'll try and sell with enhanced. Spring hit me in the face. We've enhanced it. Take that out, and then now. Yeah. There you go. So it is free scrolling, right? Anyway, moving on. Took the rubber out on purpose. Now we're going to put back in the LED stuff. In fact, probably leave these out because we don't put these in. We'll leave these out anyway. Part of the weight reduction. People can put back in if they want. They probably wouldn't take them out if they're doing what we've done. So. Unless you're going to paint it, maybe. Sniper button in. So, you've got super thick rubber sides, man. And then G4 and 5 should just drop in here. All right. Like so. Now you probably want at least one screw in here. Okay. Now, usually on these Logitech, you want to put in there other more complicated side buttons. YouTube jab's not working, is it, Teddy? Yeah. Your chat overlay has crashed. It's disabled. I don't know. It's for restream, so can't tell. If that's up. Give me a sec. Yeah, overcomplicate things. That is. Try and use another chat for the minute till it comes back. Cheers for follow, Stevie Wonders. What a name, man. Thanks, man. Yeah. Right. Look at the chat. I wonder why the chat stopped. Drives me nuts. Or maybe it's come back, maybe. Should try TTC Pink. What, switches? Oh, the gold. Well, that's been logged in for the chat on there. YouTube, I can't see it. Well, just I'm on Twitch if you want to switch across. which seems to be working at the minute. I don't know why it's not working on YouTube. Just a follow Wedep, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it, ma'am. Try YouTube. Yeah, it's blanked out my other one. Interesting. Maybe it shall return. See, streaming's never right? It'll be working perfectly fine, and then suddenly it's now decided, oh, I don't want to work. It's going to break. Apologies if you're on YouTube at the minute. Ice cream man. The hell? I'm seeing ice cream man around here for years. Hey Ryzen, thanks for the sub, man. Can't see on the chat and YouTube at the minute. Decided to play up on me. I'm just gonna bring up the chat. Got to be logged in. Thought I was logged in. Live to me. I can go page 1 sec. Bear with me. Oh. We're moving now. Right. I said it, cheers. Things like, yeah, it's definitely ice cream. Oh. I can't decide which platform I want to stream on. No, my own fault. YouTube's bad. There's like an admin page for YouTube. I don't know. Just for the £10 there, Chris, mate. Much appreciate, man. Use your guide to reduce the weight of my G402. Thanks, mate. No worries, man. Glad you enjoyed it there, Chris Curtis. Thanks, man. Cheers very much. We're just going to have to see if it pops back up on YouTube chat. I don't know why it's playing up. Looks like it's logged me out. YouTube's blanked out. Anyway, we'll carry on with the build for a bit, see what happens. The moment you want to chat to me, you'll have to be on. You have to be on Twitch. Apologies. These two fit back together, like so. And they go back inside this hole on the left. So he says, we're kind of putting this back together on the fly here. G402 is a bit similar, a bit tight. This is the G7, G8 button. Maybe it was wrong, that maybe. No, it wasn't bad. Wasn't it? We'll go with the G7 first. You have to do them individually. Sometimes you can't do them together as well. Yeah, there we go. Flip it around. It's 7 switches, mate. It's a lot of switches. Changed them all out now. We have converted them to Kailh threads. So we're just playing around putting it back together. Maybe you have to go G8? G8 first, maybe. Alright. No, definitely G7 first. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you have to go in together. Maybe they're going to do a duo, like we tried originally. She did. Definitely 7. Back in there, man. It's back. What YouTube is it? It returned. Don't know what the difference was. I can't see it yet. Might be back on my own. That is it. Streaming is always a pleasure. For like all the problems you get. I enjoy actually streaming, so I'm streaming. Right, we just got to get G8 to lay down a bit better and we should be good. It went in better. Alright, yeah, how many switches there were? Yeah, there's definitely a lot, mate. 7's unusual. The G402 Lightspeed has similar. Right, I kind of pushed it around that corner there and we're in. They were a bit tricky to get back in. G7 and 8. They're definitely going to need a screw or two. Not going to put all the screws back in here, we're just going to play around a little bit. Kind of a little bit of a mod. So paracord it, do the switches, get your free scrolling wheel like the 305, the 502. Alright. Rattly. I think it always was. One in the middle here. Probably leave this one out if you wanted. I would say. Okay, and then we have to put on the main buttons now. Like so. 2 more screws. Hopefully my YouTube chat returns. Apologies, I can do anything about it. What it is. And then back under there like that. Right. My phone, so we can see it on there. One sec. Give me a lot of all talking on YouTube, right? Alright, I can see on there. What's up, long time no see? That's why. Definitely a while ago. Cheers, what up? Follow me on YouTube, man. And on Twitch, thanks, man. Right, I've put up my YouTube chat. I don't know if it's going to work. Give me a message, somebody else, if it pings up. But so just got to make sure these unhook, or these hook underneath the under here. Basically, you put these back on like little feet. a little push. Put it back on and that's it. Both the buttons on. I've definitely put 2 screws in these. They can get a little bit flexible. I don't think my chat's still working. Still can't see it on YouTube, so the actual YouTube chat's died. It's ours tonight. Even on my phone. Okay, so that's it mostly put back together now. All we've got left is the top part, which hooks underneath here. I guess we could remove the... Well, let's take it off as well. This diffuser. You might not have any RGB lighting if you take this off, so if you want RGB lighting, leave it on. You generally just winch them off. It might have worked from that channel, but that's a different one. Wouldn't say you're going to save much by taking this off. Mileage. Find a flat-headed screwdriver to try and ping this off. Oh yeah, I can see it here now then. Right, if you can see my message in YouTube, then I can see your chat now. But YouTube isn't working on my stream as a preview chat. It looks like we can ping off this rear plate. A little bit of pushing and splitting off, nice. Okay, didn't expect that. Let's give them away individually. Right, I should be able to see you chat on YouTube now if you say hello. I saw, maybe not. Oh, maybe. What was that weigh? 5.6. Nice. This will weigh quite a bit. Rear plate already feels heavy. 7.7. I think it's just my live stream chat. Look how thick that is. No, you can't see it. Look how thick. You can definitely leave that off, I reckon. We might leave that off. There's a screw here. I was trying to push it off, but there's actually a screw holding in this diffuser. Test, test. Hey, what up? I can see that, man. Not pinging up on my stream, but I can see YouTube chat now. Cheers for the test, man. I just have to watch it on my phone. Take your diffuser out. 0.5 gram, yeah. Alright, so we're going to leave that out. Now the question is for people is, are they going to be able to handle not having the full back plate on? I think you could. I mean, that's not too bad. You're going to be able to live with that quite easily. 3 C's, tick. Tick. Won't bother me. A little bit sharp on this corner. And we'll... I still dropped it. I think we'll leave the plate off. We'll try with the plate on and the plate off. Get your little... See that? Like the little clear post as well. Right. So I mean, you probably can just. Oh, there's a few screw mounts in this. You can see it. So I'm guessing there's one here. one here, one here and here. So you can screw it back on, but it's push on. Use this clip, and you can see the clip on the side here. There you go. You do the screws out and it's still not going to come off. And you can kind of decide if you want to ping it off or not. Which means you're not going to have this problem we were talking about earlier on where you have this front piece annoying you. So, let's take that off. We'll give it a little bit of a lightweight one. We'll call this the modification where you're not going to have to destroy your mouse because you can always put this one back together. Right, so there's this body. I'm just going to put the paracord in. I'm not going to seal it up yet, we'll do that later. I prefer the top plate on, assuming you drill the heck out of it, out of the bottom plate. Oh, we're going to do that with it. We'll do that in a bit. But yeah, fair enough. But if you're palming quite a bit, you probably want it on. So we're not going to seal this just yet. We'll do this later, but G402 has this weird cable holder. Hey, Chris, you back? Hey, my chat's working again, maybe now. There you go. Now my chat's working. I've not touched anything, right? Good to see it's back. Streaming gods have returned. I'm also not going to push this in too far. This, if you were here early on, was so tight. I'm not going to push it all the way in, but we're going to be messing around with it. So for now, we'll just pretend it's correct. Nailed into. So we're just going to. This is what you do if you're going to paracord it. This one wraps back underneath. Goes back down this channel in the base here. When we mod this base in a bit, which we will do, don't worry, the channel will no longer probably be there. The heads up. But if this is what you want it to do, if you don't destroy your mouse, not destroy it, but enhance it. Pull it around. So. A little bit of it. Ah, no one spotted my mistake. This one. I always find these awkward as anything to put back in. One thing I've never tried is, do I need this clear prism? That's what I've always wondered, right? The cable won't know where to go without the channel. It'll be lost, mate. We'll give it sat nav. I almost feel like this version of the PCB here was like the early start of PCBs. That's what this one feels like. Nut. Hey, welcome back, Left View. Never pronounce your name, mate. As long as that's sat nav, that's it, mate. No one can read a map anymore, right? I can't believe driving tests now have sat nav. I had the theory when I was younger, right? I was in the first year to have theory. But now there's like sat nav and teaching people to park. You can put both screws in the side switches here because they need to sit flat down. Looks nicer in red, right? Put any switches in you want. I just picked red because I've got a lot of them. And they're decent switches. Alright. So this should just put back together now. Teddy, there's a lot of switches in there. Famous last words. Should just push back together. Here's for follow DXG Centurion. Thanks, mate. So things to come. We're going to be taking out a lot of weight out of this space and the mouse itself. We're going to be putting hyperglides, put the Zari ones on it. So we're going to sand the base, and obviously we paracorded it. You can see we've left a few screws out. Not too bad yet. Yeah, they use a lot. A lot of people though tend to tweak. Like a lot of the manufacturers don't put full-size switches in the sides, or they put cheaper ones in. One thing I would definitely do is if you like certain switches on your left and right mouse button, I would change the side ones if you can do it and you can find them, because I think that's going to be. I just like the same feel. You know what I mean? I'm chatting Twitch. All right, crazy mate. No worries. Crazy Gabrielle. Could have a bit of delay on there. Depends. Sometimes a bit more of a delay on YouTube, which is a bit more up to date. So I've only put two screws in the base. Basically. Do you hope Pro Hyperglides have sold the hell out? Yeah, they keep selling out. They're like hen's teeth, those, mate. They've been like that for about a year. Mine's about maybe a minute behind on my YouTube. But that's okay. You don't need any more in the base. You need two in the base. And we just need to secure this rear because it's a little bit flappy. So we'll probably put one in the back here, I would say. Just got to whip off the bottom again. Oh, okay. When you follow and you're allowed to chat. Oh, on Twitter, on Twitch, you mean? I thought I turned off the chat option for Twitch. Shouldn't have follow only. My bad. I need to put it back if it's doing that. So we need to just make sure. For this, stop this lifting up the back here. You just need to put one screw in the base. Sometimes where the option is to turn off follow to chat on Twitch, I'll do it now. Couldn't find it the other week. Alright, that was the plan, right? But there's nothing for it to screw into. And that's because he hasn't got the base plate to screw into, which must pull it together. So we're going to go for this screw point here. Got plenty of screw points, we'll be fine. I think YouTube allows you to like backwards and forwards, like speed wise and scrub it and stuff, so it gives you a bit better options. So can be a little bit behind. Like I always find it starts off the right like pace, YouTube, like in sync with Twitch, and then it falls behind a bit. Right, so I'll put that one in there, and now you can see the back doesn't lift up, right? So if you're not going to put this plate back on, make sure you put a screw where I just put it to keep it together. And then two in the base plate. Make sure you don't trap your power cord or your cable, whichever one you're doing. I definitely recommend power cord. Yeah, you could glue it in the power play button circle and remove the magnets. I mean, I just leave the power circle out, mate, if you're not using it. No one ever flips a mouse over here unless you roll it or something. I just take it out and take the magnets out. It's about 7 grams, I think. 6 to 7 grams you'll save straight away. The G402 I did yesterday, if people were watching, I saved 11 grams without actually damaging it. You can actually just put it back together if you want it on the G4. Definitely not even included the battery mod. So on here, I just put 2 in each corner, that's it. What do you reckon it's going to weigh then, people? We're going to leave the back plate off first and then we'll put it on later. Please sound like. Well, the left one don't work. There you go. So the left one's not working, which means we need a screw in this point here. It's working just, but sometimes you have to pull the base up to it. If you get that problem, you're going to need to put another screw in, then pulls them together. It should then click. There's quite a fine difference between it working or not. Ooh, I was wrong. You can hear it just. I'll have to check that, then we pull it apart. Something's not fitting right. 70 grams. Damn, that's optimistic. I don't think so. I think more like we might get down to, what was it, 99 grams, maybe early 90s. Later on, I think we're going to get it down, which means later we'll probably get down to 85, 80, I reckon, if we look. I decided to get some S2 mice core pads for my G Pro. Again, that's why you want to glue the play button on, because you're sanding the base down. Right, okay, I see. Makes sense now, Teddy. How you finding the S2 core pads on it? Mine's at 7 at the moment, no major mods. G Pro, not bad, mate. No major mods, good for the G Pro. What games do I play? Rainbow Six. Stream on a Friday night. Most like things like Oxygen Not Included and Call of Duty and stuff like that. Play quite a bit of stuff. Been playing the Predator Hunting Ground recently. I don't know, mate. You've been watching Ninja if you don't know how much we're taking off. I mean, we've took the scroll wheel off, right? Probably going to be around, I think it's going to be 80 grams. Let's try. We'll work out why that left button's not working. We won't take it apart to find that yet. We're just playing with it. Less than 88 grams. So we took 10 grams off it was 99 grams. Right next, 88.9 is it? You're looking at furniture. Oh, you're close with it. You're close. 10 grams. Put the base back on it. Put the back plate on it. It's going to push it right up. This could push it to 95 probably. Not the base, the back plate. You have to do quite a bit of work. There's going to be some sacrifices made. The base is where the weight's going to be in this one. I can get it off. I won't clip it in properly, but get the idea. Just want to weigh it. 97's that? There you go. So we save 2 grams unless you leave that back plate off, but we haven't done much to it yet. She's still a bit hefty. What do you prefer the most? Air 58 or Model O or Ultralight 2 Model O? I would say. Air 58 is a bit wide for me at the front. Ultralight 2 I just didn't get on with Infinity Skins. It's decent other than that, but the Infinity Skins burnt me. I just don't like them. Right, let's take it back apart then, and then we'll do some proper weight reduction on this now. That was just so people could see if they do want to destroy the mouse. Sorry, destroy and enhance the mouse. Cord resistant. What about the scroll rubber bit? You want to see what the weight of it? I've left it off now because I've broken it, to be fair. Wouldn't take it off, but this is what it weighs. It weighs about 1.5 grams, was it? 1 gram. And this is pretty much what we've left out of it. So you have to work for your weight on this. You have to work for your weight reduction. This is not going to come off easy unless you leave the rear plate off. Why haven't you made the Viper mini weight reduction? Because I'm still reviewing it OP at the minute. My review's hopefully coming out this week. And then I can basically tear it down and do what I want with it, but I want to review it intact. But it is coming, mate. I don't expect to get much off the mini. I got the Viper wired down to 56 grams. So it's already lighter than the mini. So, and the mini already has only left side buttons, not right. It's going to be interesting to see how light you can get the mini. I'm not expecting to get much out of it. Take out the 2 side buttons on M1. These ones. Yeah, we're going to have to do some drilling, definitely, mate. Oh, are you going to? I thought you were going to drill yours then, Ninja. We're definitely going to drill this. I took out the LED, yeah. All the LEDs out. We took out the side LEDs. About 2 grams. There's not much, and most of the LEDs and stuff weighs 1 gram because the scroll wheel weighs 1 gram, so you're going to have to take out quite a bit. take them out. Alright, I'll go, I will. Get the hatty joint. Oh yeah, that's true. You're using the hatty, aren't you? True yet? Right, I think. If I ping these two out, we can probably find out pretty easily what the weight is. See, what people always said to me though is when I did the G402 is the more buttons I removed, the more they got annoyed. Because they're like, well, you've reduced the weight, but now you've lost all the functionality of it. I was like, well, it is part of the shape, right? G402 shape, but I get what people are saying when they're not happy about taking all the buttons out. But you know, you just have to accept then you can't get a decent weight reduction. You've got some sacrifice. The D switch sort of mod, yeah. If you want some nice clicks, this is the way to go, right? That'll be why. You know, we're having problems with the left mouse button switch. It's because what I forgot to do was actually screw in the PCB. So as long as you screw the PCB in, it will push down the power cord, and you should be fine for your left click. That'll be why. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to take the top button off as well. I'll show you the weight of the side buttons. I think they're about a gram each. $4 AM, damn son. That's late, mum. It's 9:30 at night here. This is how much weight you'd save if you took these out then. Show you. $3 grams. If you took the rear off and you took the side buttons off, is that 70 grams? Let's go and find out quickly. If you want me to tell you different you want me to try different combos, feel free to ask me. Happy to do it. Hey, little music. Isaac. How you doing, man? What's up, man? We'll just weigh it now without the side buttons at the top here, these front ones on the left side. All about the different configuration. Again, it comes down to you, what you want to do personally, how much you want to take it, how far you want to take it, how much do you want to take it. Yo, UWU, how you doing, man? But yeah, playing a bit of Rainbow Six at the minute, quite enjoying it. I've only been playing it in 5 months, but only on a Friday night, so. Give me a while. Tough game, man. Twitch cam, thank you. Just for the heads up. Are you making the mouse lighter? Yep, that's the plan. We're just playing around with a few combos. People can see what they can and can't do and how far they want to take it. This time we're screwed in the PCB. That's be a bonus. So this is with the left side buttons off. You play Meat Smurfs. Sounds good, man. Sounds like my kind of game. Let's see if we can just get away with two buttons on the left switch will work. But we changed all the switches as well. Little music. No, the left one's being funny. Alright. There we go. This is it without missing the two side buttons and the rear plate at the minute. 86. 85 grams. 86 grams. If you want to put the rear plate back on it. And power corded as well, 94. So you've lost, I mean, the base weight was 99 grams, so you're going to have to do, we definitely have to take some weight out of this base. Which is what we're going to do in a minute. you're not going to get away with much by just not being too aggressive with this. So. I mean, the skates aren't on that weight either, so they're probably another gram. Using the same mouse, fair enough. Are you ready to rip it to pieces, mate? Do you want to get some weight off it? So we're going to do the base. We'll leave the main part. Cheers for follow, Kids Kitchen. Appreciate it, man. Let's see why the left one's being funny. Was it the right one? No, the right one's being funny, so I don't left. There you go. It's okay. Bit of pressure on there. The pressure between the PCB and the top lip. If you don't get enough to tie it down, maybe you're trapping some cable. Button clicks are not going to be good, so taking it apart, just be careful of that. Right, let's drill the base. Anything we got left? If you're interested, these videos will go back on YouTube on a cut version as well, so you'll be able to watch them, or they go on my website as well. So there'll be more of a trimmed down version. The EC1's coming on there next because I need to push that one on. But this will allow you to see how it's all done a bit quicker than streaming it. And then also do a picture for each weight. So when you look at the picture, you'll be able to see the weight for each component. You can decide what you can and can't live without. So now we're going extreme. We're going to start leaving the rear plate on. But we'll try it with it as well. 7 grams that rear plate. It's a heavy rear plate. We could drill it a little bit, but it's pretty thick plastic. The other option is we can try and like sand it down a bit, which we might go for later. We're going to be a bit more aggressive. $7 grams of side grips. Yeah, you could trim them off, these rubber ones. I've done it on a few mice. Quite a bit of work. Good option, but did it on a Viper and got a bit messy. Don't know, Lil, what the weight will be, whatever we can get down to. This is for other people to see. I'm just going to try and do what we can do. Weight wise, that I've really got an idea of what's going to be good or not. Going to trim and see where we get to. 16 grams. We've definitely got some weight in this. The issue we've got now is we can trim out a lot of the base, but the problem is we want to put hyperglides on it. Which means we're not going to have as much plastic to take out as we hoped. Use a heat gun. Okay, I used to have one, I haven't got one at the minute. Yeah, I like the Kailh thread switches, they're good, man. The switches are always susceptible. So yeah, one of the problems we've got now is we trim out a lot of the plastic. The old hyperglides, I'm sorry, not going to go on. I was thinking about mounting them like so. We want to keep this mouse point, this screw point. And we need to keep the upper 2 top points because it wasn't screwed in very well. We do that, these pads, back's a bit weird on this, 'cause it's quite a long back, so I don't know if it's going to have an issue with it dragging, maybe. Do you have to custom... do you have the custom side grips for the Model O? No, I've not yet. We've got a pair somewhere, can't remember, but not tried them yet. So basically here, we can cut out most of this bit. And probably a few of the little bits, draw some side bits, but I don't know, 16 grams. It'll be interesting to see what we can get out of this, I don't know. But again, once you flip it over here, right, there's not going to be much to get out of this. Once you flip it over, you can't take out these side posts, because you want the side buttons in. You're even going to have this side, really. The other option is we take out, maybe we drill the base a bit, and then we take out all of this inside part, or this under chassis bit. Normally the base is a good spot to get some out, like some good weight out of it, but this one's going to be difficult. Right, one second. Yeah. This is useful. Glad you're enjoying it, Teddy Bear. Good to see my thinking. Also, if I destroy mine, then you know what you can't do. AJ8, love content. Keep it up. Thanks, man. Really liking it, man. It's really sharp. It's going to work. Sometimes you do, sometimes not. Almost need some like chalk to try and show me where these are going to go. A lot of people have been using their Zari skates. Seem very popular from modders. Get the idea what we're trying to do. We're just trying to map out where we can cut away, and then I can work it out. Dude, it's like scoring it. It's not easy to see. Focus. What kind of? You like painting pens, okay. Like you like painting with pens, you mean? Anyway, not focusing, but you get the idea. Just got to try and map out where it's going to be safe to drill, take out, wait, where the skate's still going to work. We've got to be careful of here, you don't chop out too much and then the skate just drops through. I'd say anything like on here is good. It's a free game. Good Sharpies, those ones I had them, man, but people use them for like drawing, don't they? I don't. So you can see on the base. I'm going to focus now. You see where I've kind of etched it out. To play. Come on. Fine. Fine. But we can trim a little bit. We'll probably have to do this from this side, but we can trim along here. About here. Somewhere around here. So that could come out. And then on this side, we can pretty much count everything from here. We'll keep a bit of the front cable tray. Okay, we'll run here for the mice, the cable to know it's going. Then we'll try and take out all of this. It's the hyperglide, which will stay here. There's not much here, right? We're not getting much off this. I think we'll probably take out some of the rear, maybe. Small chalk pen, yeah, that'd be a good idea, Ninja. Yeah, I like it. I like that idea, man. Small chalk pen. Okay. They're on Amazon. Let's have a look. A sec. Audio guide on air. I wanted to say thank you. My G4 is down to 64 grams. Nice, man. Impressive. Using the OG battery as well. Heidi. Good mod, that, man. What did you do to it? Cool. Yeah. Not right on the PCB, on the tape. What are you talking about? They're just art pens. Right, I'll leave them there. I'll look later. Yeah. Right, carry on. Let's just say a lot of holes. Fair enough, man. Nice. Right, let's start the drilling then. The only thing I wanted to check was number one, we've got to make sure we can still mount the PCB. So we're going to keep that post, which we're doing anyway. Should be fine. And then the other part was just wanted to make sure that's sat on properly. Where that was, we've got to make sure we keep that plastic bit. Right, okay, I've got an idea what we can take out. Now we're going to start the hack. This one we're going to have to just start with a drill. You can't chop around it. So, get the drill. Yeah, do custom mouse mods, mate, if you want it. A lot of people are asking me for them, so I was just like, look, I'll just do them for you if you want. But they are very time consuming. You can do any mouse you want, really, but some of them was just a bit. You have to try and work out how it's going to come out if I've not done it. Kept all the buttons, nice. You got the both sides as well. Nice, man. Pretty good weight, man. It's a good reduction. Right, now. Before I do that, though, let me. All these little bits are going to go everywhere, so. Need to put everything in a package at the minute, and then we will might drill the back out of that a little bit, maybe move some of my stuff out of the way. What can you donate? I've no idea, man. There's a few donation buttons, I think. One was donating before. Super chat, maybe, if you want to send some, but you don't have to. Don't do it for any money. Always helps me continue, and then spend it on some other mice to rip apart. Right, let's start the drilling. It's been a while. Why don't you use G402 hyperglides? I could do. A lot of people like to use the Zowie ones, and I haven't got any for the 402, so you could do that if you want. You might get a bit more out of the base. I mean, it's going to be close what you're going to get, to be fair. You have to leave the top one anyway. And you have to leave the side ones. You might get a little bit more out of here. Probably about it. We could take that out anyway and put the hyperglide on it, to be fair. Lizards do grip sheet. Lizard grips do sheet. Ooh. Okay. I'm fancying them. I had to do some lizard tape last night. Let me get my cardboard 1 sec. This stops all the bits going everywhere. If you got a desk like mine, you don't want a piece of plastic that gets all the bits that fly everywhere. have here is one big piece of cardboard, basically wrapped around, and then stops all the bits flying everywhere and getting in all my stuff. That's the plan anyway. Makes it slightly easier to clean up in a minute. Kind of. Kind of. Just for the donation, F2 Hayes, $5, man, much appreciated. Man, you didn't have to, but thank you very much. Certainly for spending that on some more mice to rip apart. Saw that on Reddit this morning. Okay, I've not been on Reddit this morning. Definitely have to try and find some. You can't really put lizard skins around repairers. They're rubber. That's the point, isn't it? Crazy, use them for grip. Maybe I've read that wrong. Can do a mouse of 1 and 2. Good dear. Wear eye protection. Yeah. I'd wear eye protection, but mine's over there, so hopefully I don't blind myself. Right, boys, let's get on with it. Not sure how much weight we're going to get out of this. Just before I do start, what I was trying to work out was whether we could... Yeah, so we can cut out all the way to the end of the base, like the whole side piece. Alright, okay. Done. Here we go. You're stupid there. If you want to hear it, let me know, but it's a bit loud, so I'll turn it off now. Could probably cut this away, in fact, rather than drilling this away. Because of what we're going to do, we're going to trim right to the edge on this one. A little bit further up. This is one thick base, man. Holy moly. I think we can just cut this away. Definitely going to be able to trim out some of the edges along here. My audio still work? Okay. Paranoid now. Paranoid. Wait. Yeah, I think we can just cut away this. Better. Have to cut cutting disc on the Dremel, right? Yeah, I could use the Dremel cutting disc to bust out the Dremel. Probably a better idea, actually. We'll get that out. Good point. I think we can just chop out like that section, and then we can just chop out that section of it. It won't matter, like the base isn't there because it's not doing much, so rather than trying to drill it and then leave some of the side runners in, I think we'll just cut it out. I'm just going to take out some of these side bits as well. Quite a bit inside this base, like there's always like this like thicker plastic here, we can just trim this out. It's 16 grams this one. That's what we can get down to. Audio's good, cheers Ninja. Just couldn't hear myself. But listening to my own voice, which is why I probably sound a bit weird sometimes. Make sure it's okay tonight because it was playing up last night. Keep an eye out here now to see where I mess up and where maybe you won't need to. All this reinforcement, I have like additional bits of plastic to reinforce the shell, like the base, but this base is probably one of the thickest I've ever done. Well, the other trick is you could sand the base, like try and thin it out maybe, the plastic. It is pretty thick. I'll probably draw around here as well. We'll probably do. It's a bit of a beast. Take these bits off and then we'll get the Dremel disc cutter out and we'll just trim off the sides. Go hardcore on it. Yeah, you're right, Ted. It could mess with the LOD, so definitely something to check out. You always pack the feet out with a bit more tape, but gonna cause some problems, you're right. Oops, hit me in the face. Tricky. Always funny at first because you're like, alright, we'll take that out, and then later when you'll find it, you probably shouldn't have removed it. But I'm just gonna trim all of this side piece out here. Probably stops the sides flexing, but I'll tell you what, on this shell, ain't nothing flexing, right? Even if you threw it off a skyscraper, I bet it still wouldn't flex when it hit the ground. It would break the concrete. This thing is built well. How much we're going to get out of this, I don't know. I reckon maybe 2 or 3 grams off it. 16 grams is a heavy base. Built like a Nokia. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Definitely built like a Nokia. Beast. Or the, what's the satellite phone that first came out? The big whippy aerial. Like one of them. Proper tank. So, this is where we leave the cable run now. We've got to give it a little bit of a run, which I kind of like. Trim the rest of this side up. Feel like a Nokia. Trimming away at this. And you have to decide what works for you. The mods I'm making here might not work for you. Might be too far or not far enough. Tell you what though, it'd be interesting to see Logitech make a lighter mouse because they certainly like to build them well. They just over-engineer them, I would say. Motorola, the brick, that was it. I think it was Motorola, you're right. Beast. A lot of cable like runs and stuff on this one that we can just trim out. Piece there. Trim it. Really know what it's doing, but we don't need that. Show you this in a sec, and then we'll get the Dremel out. Need to get into printing 3D bases, that's what we need to do. Not got time at the minute, that's what I fancy doing now. I want to keep the shell as a standard like, ABS print, but I like the ABS like standard or mould basically. Keep the original shell, top shell, but I want to do lighter bases. That's what we trimmed so far. So let's get the Dremel out, so we can trim off some more weight. Actually, I'm just flatten out some of these other bits. Not much, but keeps it a little bit tidier. Well, I'd say tidy, but it's not that tidy, right? Takes off any excess plastic that we don't want to keep. Get the Dremel in and chop these sides off. Sure, we'll have a weigh before we do that. Just let me see what the weight is of the base now, but won't be much. Maybe around the colour. Use them. All the bits of the Dremel. These little things are cool. Mini cutting wheel. Yeah. The fun began. Alright, back in 2 seconds. Let's go to the little boys' room. So.
Some time now, need to figure out now if there's still a way for love. I just need some time now, need to think about now if it's worth the pain, if it's worth to wait. I do what's best for me, what's best for you. But if you fall, who's next to you? I do what's best for me,
let the disc cutting come in. Are we ready? Definitely recommend wearing some safety glasses for this one. You're gonna go blind, these bits fly everywhere. Hence, got the cardboard surround at the minute. I don't know, I'm not overly optimistic for this shell. Let's see what the weight is of the shell after we've done that little bit of rework. Probably 16 grams, so it's probably very similar, I think. But this is probably the same. Alright, took a gram off it maybe. $16.4, okay, so took a gram, not bad. Alright, let's turn this on, you will go deaf. I'll just mute it. Alright, it's definitely a little bit thicker than we thought. How thick it is. It's one thick PCB. 2.3 mil thick. Damn. Thick base, mum. Good way bit by bit. So only half a gram. Look there. There's music up a little. Quiet. Not too loud though. Okay. Just trim around these edges a little bit. That's a bit weird. Just messed my audio up. Damn it. Never played. To itself. Should have left it. Turn my music off for a minute, see what's messing it up. Hey Alex, how you doing, mum? any better? I was just saying hi, Alex. My audio's gone a bit funny, I think. Let me just can't stop. If it recovers. What it is on this PC, it does not like certain audio channels. Right, let me just restart my stream back in a sec. I'll just stop and start it. Bear with me.